Hello there. My name is Mason Beeman. The problem in America is lack of knowledge about learning disabilities.
I attend St. Lawrence Academy, and this year is my final year at the school. Next year I'll be attending Central Washington University to study paramedicine. When I was in the 2nd grade, my teachers noticed that I was struggling in school. My mother noticed this and started taking me to specialists. Because my mom had an older child, she noticed that something was different about me, and I couldn't memorize sight words and letters, and had a problem with writing. The very first thing she did was take me to the Campbell Unified School District. It showed that I was fine and nothing was wrong with me. So she took me to a different learning specialist, Dr. Didich. He needed his own testing, and it showed that I had dyslexia, ADHD, and dysgraphia. During the 4th grade, the principal at St. Lucy's recommended that I take extensive tutoring. However, they noticed that if they read to me on a test, I would score much higher. They were unable to accommodate me, and I would spend 3 to 4 hours a night on homework in the 4th grade. My 4th grade teacher recommended that I be held back to catch up. My mom did not like this, and so she went to the principal at Discovery Charter School and told him the situation, and he said that he would never hold me back and that he would put me straight into 5th grade. During the 4th grade, I was going and doing an hour a day for 3 days a week of tutoring. My parents took me out of St. Lucy's and I went to Village, and from there I did further testing and started to learn the BARD method in the 5th grade and continued to learn it until the 8th grade. The BARD method was created for people with dyslexia, and the program teaches you all the rules of English language. Once I entered Discovery Charter School in 6th grade, I got all my accommodations I needed to start to excel. By the time I graduated in 8th grade, my teachers told me that I was a perfect example that if you teach a child the right way, they'll be able to excel. In the 8th grade, I applied to St. Lawrence for the Z program that they had. After the interview and my test scores were in, the principal told me that I was the perfect fit for the program. I now have accommodations which will carry on through college. While learning disabilities can cause challenge to students in the classroom setting, they are commonly misunderstood, and most people don't know some of the advantages of having a learning disability. For some parents, when they hear that their child has a learning disability, they don't want to believe it. 1 out of 3 parents do not prepare to have their child with learning disabilities. Having a child with a learning disability makes the child struggle, and having to watch their loved one struggle that much is hard. Trying to find help for them is very pricey. Tutors alone can cost several $100s per hour. In my parents' perspective, having a child with dyslexia, the hardest part of it was learning that I had a disability. Before they knew that I learned disability, they were frustrated that I was doing so poorly in class when I was trying so hard. As John H. Linford, author and voice of The Engine of Our Ingenuity, I tell parents with dyslexic children, I see the crease and worry of fear. I tell them, your child is blessed with an edge that other children don't have. Maybe it's vision, maybe it's verbal retention, but it's there and it's something that the rest of us don't have. There is countless kinds of learning disabilities that affect students in every kind of way. So I'm just going to tell you about my learning disabilities. Dyslexia. It's not a sign of low intelligence or laziness. It's not due to poor vision. It's common conditions that affect the way the brain processes written and spoken language. Dyslexia is most known for reading troubles, but can also affect speech, writing, and spelling. Dysgraphia is the condition that causes terrible writing. This can make it hard to formulate sentences and put them on paper. Also can make it hard for handwriting. It makes it very poor and hard to read, and hard for others to read. Here's a picture of handwriting now at the age of 18. See my handwriting? Very impaired. ADHD, attention deficit disorder. This means that you loss of focus very easily and it's hard to sit still. Make it very hard in class. There are many ways to help someone with dyslexia. I spent years having to learn every rule of the English language with the BARD method. First starting with how to say every sound, each letter, then we'll learn words, and then put words into sentences. This learning took me years and years to learn, and I'm still not even the best reader. I remember in the summer of 4th grade year, I was at summer school in the classroom. A teacher handed out a test. I remember sitting there, getting so mad, getting so confused, looking at the test and not being able to understand it at all. It was like it was a foreign language. Every other student was done within like 5 minutes, and I was still there 30 minutes in, an hour in, and I still had got nowhere on it. The teacher was getting very mad and was yelling at me and took the paper from me, and I was not able to finish. To help with ADHD, there is medicine. I took medicine for years, but my dad was very against it and hated it. My father has ADHD as a child and was able to get through school without medicine, just shaking his leg, and he was able to get through it. And he didn't like that I had to take medicine for it. So at the start of high school, I decided that I was going to try to not use medicine and see if I could get through school. This was a huge struggle, and it made it very hard for myself and other students in my class, as I would shake my leg and try to get myself to focus and sit still. This was very annoying to other students, as I would move their whole chair. Eventually, at the end of my high school career, I was able to find ways to better focus myself and live with my ADHD. But there is some advantages to having these kinds of learning disabilities. High awareness of environment, high curiosity, able to think outside the box, very lively imagination. That's why I'm super good at photography and art. You can be very driven, getting through things that most people just give up on. As senior year, most people don't read books, but I would spend hours and hours getting through it just because I was driven to finish the book. Love for complexity. Puzzles. One New Year's, I spent 9 hours solving a 1,000 piece puzzle. Throughout my life, the learning disabilities have given me a ton of advantages. School was very hard for me, and I had to work very hard. These challenges that I had to overcome let me get to the point to where I am now, and I can do anything. I taught myself that nothing is easy in life, but everything can be overcome if you truly want to and are willing to put in the work. It gave me a great sense of determination towards things that I do. Only about 58% of people go to college after high school, and only 88% of the U.S. population graduates from high school itself. If more people knew how to teach students with learning disabilities, more people would graduate. Also, having a learning disability can make it very hard for a student. It's very stressful and tiring. While learning disabilities can cause challenges for a student in the classroom setting, they are commonly misunderstood, and most people don't know the advantages of having a learning disability. If we as a society would work with students with learning disabilities and take the stigma away, we would be a stronger society. So I challenge you today to take the stigma with people who have learning disabilities and use all of their gifts to create a stronger and unified society.